A baby's heart pumps blood to nourish the body so it can grow. With the right tools and support, the mind grows too, learning to read, write, solve problems, play. At National Braille Press, we nourish the mind and spirit by pumping out millions of pages of Braille so that blind children grow, learn, and live life to the fullest.
Braille is literacy.
It's a very competitive world that we live in, and without being able to read and write, I think I wouldn't have fared nearly so well.
I just can't imagine how a blind person can live his or her life without Braille.
Dr. David Tiki is a high school faculty member, has a PhD from Harvard, and serves as special assistant to the president of Legal Seafoods.
Braille is my literacy. It is a way for me to have information literally at my fingertips, whether it be for personal reasons, shopping list, or professional reasons, to have information to go over reports with my colleagues. How can you function as a lawyer, as a teacher, as a business person, as a parent? How can you function without just being able to write things down and read them?
Gail Yarnell is a world traveler, gardener, grandmother, and founding president of her own company. But she didn't learn Braille till she was 30, when she found herself divorced with 3 kids and no work experience. Braille helped her survive.
First of all, it opened up a world of information that was not available to me, and it gave me a way to keep track of information for myself. So I could keep a calendar, I could keep track of phone numbers and job interviews.
Joanne Becker went to Wellesley College, is a gourmet cook, and develops high-tech products for blind people.
I think one of the really cool things for blind people today is some of the technology. And I have a Braille display that I use in combination with my keyboard so that what appears on the computer monitor I can feel right here on this refreshable Braille display. I can access information on the internet as quickly as anyone who is sighted. And for example, I can download YouTube lyrics and emboss them in Braille. Braille is more than just about literacy. It's about functionality. I can label things, identify things, know where they are.
Research shows that there's a strong and clear correlation between the early learning of Braille and later success in academics and in employment. In one study, 90% of the employed blind people used Braille. Another study showed that children who get an early exposure to Braille with frequent training end up with equal literacy skills to their sighted peers.
So at National Braille Press, we start promoting literacy for blind children where it begins for sighted children, right in the home with storybooks.
I choose 3 silver.
Despite the benefits of early Braille literacy, a sad fact remains. A significant number of children who should be reading Braille aren't being introduced to it. That's why we started our nationwide Read Books program.
Our goal is to reach every home with a potential Braille reader birth through age 7. We send out a special bag of materials to families which include both books and toys for the child and resources for parents to learn Braille so they can help their child on the road to literacy.
Zwip! Tugged on his mittens, zum! And flopped, flopped back outside into the snow.
Maureen is introducing 3-year-old Michelle to reading using a storybook with Braille and print that came in the Read Books bag.
Can you find the Braille for Mama? Yeah, there it is. Good girl. You don't know whether she'll be a Braille reader or a large print reader, but we want to be sure she knows Braille just in case.
The Read Books bags are distributed free of charge and have something for everyone.
We have 3 children, so the letters on the refrigerators are great. All 3 kids use them.
There's a Braille.
I want to be sure that she achieves any goal that she sets for herself and that she'll be independent and happy, and reading is the key to that.
And as a child grows and goes off to school, we provide their textbooks, tests, and tactographics, and we specialize in math and science. Can you imagine learning about the solar system by listening to a book on tape?
Oh, cool. So that's what the sun looks like when it's a total solar eclipse.
Equity for blind people is very important to us here. Our pricing policy is such that blind people should not have to pay more for their reading materials than sighted people pay for theirs, even though it costs us 3 or 4 times as much to publish Braille than we receive in the sales revenue. That, incidentally, is the raison d'etre for our nonprofit status, to raise the charitable monies necessary to fill that gap.
At National Braille Press, we provide the materials blind children need to grow, from toddlers to teenagers to effective members of society. We sell books, but what we really provide is opportunities.
Are you buying Curious George, or are you buying the chance to snuggle and share a good storybook? Are you buying Harry Potter from us, or are you buying the chance to read the book at the same time everyone else is reading it?
Even though everything Hagrid had told him so far was unbelievable, Harry couldn't help trusting him. "This is it," said Hagrid, coming to a halt. "The Leaky Cauldron. The Leaky Cauldron. It's a famous place. It was a tiny grubby looking pub. If Hagrid hadn't pointed it out, Harry wouldn't have noticed it. If it's in Braille, then that's just a lot better. Because I don't want to feel left out."
We don't think of ourselves as book publishers as much as we do information brokers.
Information is power, and we provide blind people with the same information we all want and need to live a full life.
People just don't understand that blind people want to be part of the everyday, active, competitive life, and Braille is a very important part of that.
Mount Everest, one of the greatest challenges on Earth. Eric Weinmayer lost his sight at 13 and thought learning to read all over again with Braille was ludicrous. Then his teacher gave him an article about minor league baseball players struggling to make the big leagues. Suddenly, he realized Braille was more than just raised dots. There were stories about people dreaming.
"You're on top of the world! You're on top of the world!"
Eric's dream encompassed reaching the highest place on Earth and living a full life with his wife and daughter back on solid ground, using Braille all along the way to keep dreaming. We're National Braille Press. Feel the Braille.
Feel the Braille.
Feel the power of literacy.